Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it.
Are you ready to level up your team skill development? Well, Ballology is here to support you in driving accountability and skill development. The Ballology app is more than just tracking. It's a resource for enhancing skills, knowledge, and mindset across your program. Join coaches all across the country using Ballology to simplify training and empower your athletes. Let's build consistency, accountability, and skill development together.
I think a lot of times after the season that you've had, people just want to know all about the basketball, maybe that X's and O's that you did run. And I'm interested in that for sure. But I think even more is throughout a run like that, you got to look at the person and who's leading the team. And a lot of times I think that has a lot to do with your habits. So what habits set you up for success every day?
I think just being committed. You know, the one thing that I've always led my life with is just loyalty and commitment. And, you know, when I took over the job at Stony 3 years ago, it was just a different feeling. And I wanted to be committed to building a program, regardless if I'm here or not. The substantial work ethic that we are implementing, that's just the commitment that's going to be across the board. And I think we've been able to manifest that across the campus just with the tendency, the habits. We talk about it every day. You can't have championship mindsets with weak habits. You know, our habits are everything. If you're not plus 400 with extra shots every day, your habits don't equate to you wanting to be a shooter. If you are an outstanding student in the classroom, your habits aren't going to equate to being that citizen that we project to be in the community, you know. So our habits are everything, which, you know, aligns to our culture mindsets. You know, when we speak culture, we speak to the identity that people will be able to extract on a day-to-day basis when they see you. That's culture for us. You know, having the habits of a winner is hard. Having the habits of individuals that do the extraordinary, even when it's an ordinary day, that's hard. But you get the results of what we've been able to manifest the last 2 years. So habits are a lot for us.
What systems have you put in place within maybe your workouts, your practice, your locker room to create that type of environment? Because you're right. Like that's really hard. People think I want to win, but it's like what Bobby Knight said. It's the willingness to prepare to win. That's important. It's not just wanting to do it. Because I would think every coach, every team wants to do that, especially before the season starts. We're all undefeated and we're all going to win state. But what systems did you put in place?
Well, I think the first system that we put into place was just the time management and organizational piece to everything. You know, everything is aligned on structure. And that goes back to our preparation, and it goes back to the leadership that coaches have that we try to manifest into our captains per se. But the time management and organization is so effective for teenagers, especially when they can have a direct system that they know at 7:45, from 7:45 to 8 o'clock, it's mandatory that everyone should be using the elastic bands to be stretching. From 8 o'clock to 8:45, everyone knows that there's strength and conditioning happening at that time. From 9 o'clock to 10:30, before we get out of the athletic period, it's time to compete. And if you don't have that competitive mindset, it's not a cultivating piece that you're going to win the day in our systems. So, you know, it's very driven every day. It's very structured every day. Now, everything day to day will change, but those time slots, that organization for the kids, they know, okay, I missed this. I know I got to make up this. I'm here at this moment at 9:10. We are doing some type of implementation of the basketball piece of what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. So, you know, the time, and you know, those are just life skills. Time management for me going to college was something that What? I didn't have that. Like that wasn't anything that I was even remotely trying to identify with. But when coach said you had a 6 a.m. workout and then you had breakfast at 7:10 and then you had class at 8:45 and then you had individuals after that. These are the things that we're trying to alleviate with these young scholar athletes who are saying that they want to go play at the collegiate level, just embedding it in their day-to-day lives right now as a scholar athlete in high school, because we all know everyone's not going to go play college basketball. But if we can start with that system alone, you become a better adult going
Yes.
into society.
You're right on the money. Not everybody may play college basketball, which that for those that do want to, I think they're always shocked by what the schedule actually looks like.
Oh, it's real.
It's a long schedule and you've got a lot of responsibilities and it really doesn't stop.
Right.
But they're all going to be, like you said, adults that have a job. And I don't know about you, majority of jobs I've had, there's been a start time, there's been a dress code,
Yep.
there's been expectations that I have to hit, there's
Yes, sir.
consequences when I don't, and then there's an end time. And within that, I have to make sure my nutrition is right, which I fail all the time. And so I think you're right on the money. The structure that we create, it is for this moment, it is for this season, but
Mhm.
it's also preparing them to be productive citizens. You're right on the money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was thinking of a Draymond Green quote that he said, "You don't mistakenly become great." And I think coaches and programs that have aspirations to do what you've done, 38-2, make it to the final game, like that's something we all say we want, but are we actually motivated, organized enough to create that type of structure that you do? And I was thinking back to even my own life and growing up as a player. One thing I was blessed with was a mom that had military background because she created a routine in me that allowed me to get repetition. Routine allows you to get repetition. But I think I've been probably guilty of it. A lot of coaches, a lot of programs are, man, just hoping that some way they find a way to be great.
Yeah, no, and that's the crazy thing. It's like one of the parents, one of my freshman parents asked me at our back to school night, we heard you run the militant program. I'm like, it's not militant. We're just disciplined. We're just going to do the things that people say they want to do, but we actually get it done. And when we can create the mindset to deliver, when we can have those triggers to deliver, that every day has to be more, or every day has to be something driven to be successful. I think that's what you look at with the 38-2. It was hard. Like, tell the kids every day, we have to be able to handle hard better. Like, yesterday was hard, we know, but you have to be able to handle this hard, and we're going to do it together. You're going to have to figure it out on your own, and at the same token, you're going to have to understand that I'm here for you no matter what. I'm here for you no matter what. But in this same sense, we absolutely have to be able to handle the hard, because that's going to take you over the very bare minimum.
I love that, handle the hard. I think you want players to also understand you get to choose your hard.
Yeah.
Choose your hard, because losing's hard.
Yeah.
Those bus rides are hard. Saturday morning practice after a district loss against your rival's hard. And sometimes you can do everything right and it still happens. If you're playing somebody with superior talent and it's just their night, or if things line up. I've been a part of those games where I felt like, golly, we played really well. We just came up short. But you tip your hat and you continue to go. But you have to choose your hard, because the hard that you guys, I feel like, have chosen is better and leads to things that they like and want more than the other hard.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it's kind of weird now, because like you reach this pedestal. So that first year, you get to the regional semifinal game, 34-2. Last year, you reach the last game of the season, of the entire season of last year, and then it's like, where now you have to find a way to top that. You have to find a way to you've gotten to a pinnacle, but I'm not content. So if I'm not content, you can't be content, and if you don't become content, then you're telling someone else that they can't become content. And those are the mindsets and the works of the way that we tell the boys to go about their day. The more you become content, the easier your opponents are able to get to you. So continue to do that if you want, but I know I'm stepping in here prepared every day, ready to win, ready to be more for you. So fight with me. Be here with me.
Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.